Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we finished up our mission into the Ivory Sanctum, and although it went fairly well for the most part, as you can see here at the bottom, we came out a little worse for wear. It would have only been, well actually it would have been no deaths, like permanent deaths, if the game hadn't really screwed me over and caused my blood cone attack to both kill the boss, and before the blood cone had stopped, Camellia and I don't know, Greyboar might have been dead, but Camellia stood back up and got hit by it and then was killed, which is highly frustrating. But in the end, we did manage to defeat Xanther Vong, and we have found out that the Midnight Fane is where they're getting the Nahindrian crystals, which is what they're using to power up the demons, and that place is beneath Drezen somewhere, so we have to locate that. We also have to find Zenedra, who I'm almost 99.9% confident she is in Erastil's temple. Oh, it already tells me that, so I don't even have to worry about it. Now, obviously, before we go there, because that is obviously going to be our next stop, we need to head back to Drezen and revive people. Also, our girl Arushale wants to talk in Drezen, and we got Xanther's experiments here. The commander came across the notes of Xanther Vong. The experiments they describe are horrible, inhuman, and intriguing. Xanther used to submit himself and his victims to metamorphosis in an attempt to become a living swarm united by a single consciousness. The commander can repeat the experiments, but at a very high cost. He will have to expose numerous mortals to painful vivisection, not to mention the fact that the commander himself will be subjected to unbearable suffering. No doubt the horror of the procedure will turn many crusaders away from their leader. Furthermore, there is no certain reward for such a venture, apart from a better understanding of insect nature and a moderate yet unquestionable gain in power. The knowledge gleaned from the experiment's outcome will have no practical value. Not yet, at least. Reduces Crusader morale by 20. Removes units with a total value of 500. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Forget that. I don't want to be a swarm. That's nasty. I want to be a hot demon dude. That's the goal. Alright. So we're going to teleport. That's not teleport. Oh no! Still got 3 hours before we can... Really? We didn't rest at all? Well, let's go see where this goes. Oh, jeez. Oh no! Maybe this is our merchant friend. That'd be great. Yeah, because we're gonna have to dump a lot of stuff. Please be merchant, bro. You're not merchant, bro. Before you, exhausted and seated on the ground, is none other than Forn. He looks up at you in surprise. Commander? I wasn't expecting to see you here. It appears my luck hasn't run out just yet. May I ask for your help? You notice a sizable amount of blood pooled by his leg. A belt is tied around one leg below the knee, but that doesn't appear to have stopped the bleeding. What are you doing here? I was tracking Kael'thasa, and I found her lair not far from here. Again we fought, and again she was able to wound me. She is following my trail as we speak. Assess his wounds. The foreigner has lost a lot of blood, judging by the pool around his boot. He should have collapsed into unconsciousness long ago. He must be a truly resilient fighter. Survey the area. Foreign's strength has failed him at the worst possible time. He has stopped to rest in the middle of an open area where a deadly arrow may come flying from any direction. And anyone approaching him to help will likewise be in danger. Something's not quite right. He can't be trusted. An elf seems to have appeared out of thin air. She shoots Forn a hateful glare. This is a trap. Forn is an assassin of the Winter Council, and he's come here to kill you. Grabbing his weapon, Forn shouts out forcefully, "Watch out! She's stronger and deadlier than she looks. Slay her before she kills us both. A trap? What are you talking about? His wound is just for show. He's unharmed and full of strength. His goal is to lure you in so his cronies can attack you. I bet they're hiding nearby, waiting for the right moment. She surveys the seemingly barren landscape suspiciously. He chuckles coldly. In an ambush? Who is lying to us? Her or her own eyes? Or would Thorn want to kill me? He's a cold-blooded assassin, sent by the Winter Council. That cabal of scumbags dispatches him whenever it needs an inconvenient truth covered up. And as for anyone unlucky enough to learn such truths that might sully our people's good name, well, he washes it all away with their blood. Thorn mutters, his face scrunched up in contempt. Another lie. Will you ever tire of your deceit, accursed wretch? Why did you decide to intervene? You spared me. Let's say I'm repaying my debt. She gives you a stony look. Or do you think that since I'm a drow, I don't know the meaning of honor? Thorn, your deception ends here. Oh boy. Thorn rises to his feet. His movements make it obvious that his injured leg was nothing more than a ruse. That is a shame. If you had just believed me, this would have been over more quickly and less painfully. It's unlikely that my associates will grant you an easy death now. Not hiding his contempt, Thorn nods in the direction of the dark elves that have appeared out of the shadows. Thorn, have you gone mad? I was tasked with keeping the secrets Kaelessa discovered from getting out. Knowing your reputation, I was certain that you would otherwise have unearthed them in short order. Therefore, I had no choice but to do this. No one is to blame for this. It's just the way things turned out. Who do you really serve? His voice is full of pride. I serve my people, and no one else. Being an elf is not just a privilege, it's an obligation that I bear with honor, no matter how heavily it may weigh on me at times. Kaelessa's words are cold and biting. Liar. You serve a pack of unscrupulous scumbags, a clique of self-righteous schemers. In order to protect their lies, you murder the innocent, and then you hide behind your words like duty. How could you ally yourselves with the drow? Are you a demon worshipper? His voice trembles tragically. I did not seek this perverted alliance, yet it was inevitable. These extreme circumstances forced me to end your life. Anamora also sought your death, so joining forces was mutually beneficial. If things were different, I would be the first to rise up against her, but it just so happens that you have suddenly become a greater threat to my nation than she is. Kaelessa is scowling, her tone acerbic. The Winter Council believes that honor is the perfect shield against any accusations of ignominious acts. Why did you ask for my help in your hunt for Kaelessa? I would have preferred not to have involved you in this matter, and to put her to death myself. Then I wouldn't have to kill you as well. Thorn sighs quietly. But after my first clash with Kaelessa, I realized I didn't have the strength. Thus, I decided to use you instead. And I provided you with some motivation. I set up those skirmishes with the drow so that my words would seem more plausible. I regret that I had to stoop to such baseness, but even more, I regret that it was unsuccessful. You'll pay for your deception, elf. Thorn addresses you in a calm, somewhat sorrowful manner. I'm sorry for having to do this. Believe me, I take no pleasure in carrying out this order. But circumstances are stronger than our desires. None shall escape! Well, this sucks, huh? Wow. She did not last long at all. This is unfortunate, isn't it? Okay. Fuck all of you. Do you have anything left? No. I mean, you can do one of those. But we can't fire now. We're gonna lose. Like, why the hell do they get to go all at the same time? That's dumb. Okay. Hopefully you still have some stuff left. Mass invisibility might help. I'm gonna start with this though. Hopefully they all failed that. That'd be great. Go and step back. Good, they did fail. Alright. Did that do a lot of damage on him? It did. Could have been more though. And I don't know if that's worth going after, to be honest. Jeez, okay. Step back here. Damn it. Kill him. Okay. What else have we got? We got Good Hope. Keep buffing. Get a lot of them failed still. Okay, we still have Confusion. Hit him with that. Okay, that's actually fantastic. Look at him. All confused and shit. That's what I like to see. Alright, move here. Burn them up.
Out of my sight.
Good. Alright. They failed again. Mass invisibility. I'm up here. Ow.
I'll rip you apart.
Another one dead. Okay. Let's see. Make them laugh? Nope. Okay. Confuse them again.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Damn, I think. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and attack them.
Let's hear you cry.
That's good. They got confused. Kill him. Kill them. Damn it. Let's see. What else can we do here? Is this greater invisibility? Yeah. Nice. Okay.
You're irrelevant.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Kill them.
They'll beg me to stop.
How are you missing? What the hell?
I will
You get in
see
there.
to your demise.
Mind over muscle.
Run them through.
All right. Somehow we managed to pull it off. We had just enough, it seems, to be able to win.
Precision and grace.
Even in the face of death, Thorn maintains his melancholic tranquility. I knew I would die like this, on the edge of the world, defending the threats of nobility that weave my race into a single glorious nation. Well, at least I do not die in vain. Whose orders are you following? He just smiles sadly. You think that Since I'm at death's door, I will reveal the secrets of my superiors? You're mistaken. I and others like me know how to make our hearts stop beating before any treacherous words can spill from our mouths. I will remain loyal until the end. Aren't you ashamed of what you did? With a mournful look, Forn says, You wouldn't understand. You are not of my people. Just die already. Forn closes his eyes and a quiet, peaceful breath escapes his lips. His chest stops heaving and the fingers he had wrapped around his weapon go limp. There's a deep bitterness in Kaelus's voice. He even managed to die gracefully, despite being a complete scoundrel. Can I finally get an explanation as to what just happened? Forn was a Dark Hunter. He wasn't just a Dark Hunter. He wasn't a Dark Hunter. He was just a hunter. There we go. He served the Winter Council, a powerful elven organization. It wants me dead because I've learned of a very dark secret. That's why they sent Forn to kill me, and everyone I could potentially have told about it, meaning you, soldier. Tell me about yourself, the whole truth. With a weary sigh, she says in a hollow voice, I was born in Kionen, in the blessed forests of the elves. I was different back then, pure and noble. But no matter how beautiful and fair Kionen was, it had its share of injustice, cruelty, and crimes committed with impunity. And I never could stand crimes going unpunished. I joined the Sunset Wasps, a secret sect of vigilantes dedicated to Calistria. By night, we would bring justice to those whom the law had failed to punish, liars, traitors, molesters, murderers. But the further we went, the more our doubts grew. We asked ourselves, how reliable was the information we were getting? Could there have been any mistakes? Alas, it was too late. The whole time we were puppets in the hands of a priestess of Discari by the name of Enamora. That monster had been toying with us, using us to kill innocents. The Wasp was revealed to be a locust, and we were unmasked as criminals, outcasts. We were wanted and had nowhere to run. The only option was to bend the knee to Enamora, who promised us protection. I was the only one who refused, but I was captured and taken by force. Then, under Enamora's watchful eye, our apprenticeship began. We did dark, horrible things, bathing in violence and spite, myself included. I did them too. At first I was controlled by magic. Then they broke me. The dark fate, the curse of our people, took us one by one, until finally it embraced me as well. When I saw the monster I had become, I mustered what remained in my will and fled. I wanted to tell everyone the truth, tell them how we were caught in the demon's trap. Let the world know about the dark fate. But Enamora's hunters, my former comrades, they came for me, and they weren't the only ones as it turned out. Tell me about Enamora. She's a true drow, one who never was a normal elf, and even among drow she's a dangerous monster, the deadliest of Discari's servants. Fear her. Her flesh nurses swarms of terrifying creatures. In her mind, I've learned the dangers of her guile firsthand. What sort of organization is the Winter Council? The Winter Council is a legend, but few doubt its existence. It's said to be a clique of influential elves of Kionen, a mysterious group that watches over the interests of elvenkind, protecting them by any means necessary. Murder, espionage, blackmail. No tool is excessive for them if the reputation and honor of the elven nation are at stake. When I decided to tell the world the truth about the Dark Fate, the bane of our kind, I signed my own death warrant in the eyes of the Winter Council. They don't want elves to be tarnished by their association with the noble drow. They're too scared of being held responsible for the crimes of their dark cousins. It's better to hide this dangerous truth and destroy everyone who knows it. What is the Dark Fate? It's been assumed since time immemorial that the drow are either a degenerate branch of our kind or an abhorrent perversion, a mockery fostered by the dark gods. But the truth is that the chasm between the elves and the drow is much smaller than one might think. Any elf can become a drow. Absolutely anyone. Whenever an elf commits unthinkable evil, letting darkness into their heart, they may one day transform. The Dark Fate is a state of the soul of an unrepentant malefactor who detests the light. An elf like that is no different than a drow, both in appearance and in spirit, and thus they become a drow. Kaelus smiles mirthlessly. Her face shows the immense fatigue of the months of wandering, fighting for survival. Such cruel irony. The elves were trying so desperately to convince everyone that they have nothing to do with the drow, the most vile, horrid race in the world. And it turns out that the distance between a normal elf and a drow is but a single step. I see. So what now? Now I ask one last favor of you. I still have friends left in Kyonin. Real friends. Ones I can trust. Send a letter to Avanara, to the leader of the border defenders. Recount my tragic tale so it doesn't die as the Winter Council wants it to. Since I won't have the chance to speak this truth myself. Because you will have to end my life, soldier. She looks at you calmly, warily. There is neither threat nor fear in her words, only a plea for an acceptance of the inevitable. What if you can still be saved? If there's a dark fate, could there be a light fate? Maybe good deeds can heal you? With a bitter smile, Kaelessa shakes her head. A light fate? Wouldn't that be nice? But no. No such blessing exists. The road into darkness goes only one way, and I have almost reached its end. The dark impulses in my heart have been growing stronger by the day. It's been getting harder and harder to remain myself, to resist the urges. I've spent all my strength. When I saw Thorn dying, I almost howled with delight. I wanted to dig my nails into his face, gouge out his eyes, mangle him, and rejoice. It's not me anymore. It's the best I've been turned into. It's the beast I've been turned into, and it will break free very soon. These are the last minutes of the old Kaelessa's life. Please, don't delay and spare me the fate of becoming a monster. I think she already answered this, but we're going to ask her anyway. Why do you seek death? The dark fate is claiming me. I can feel the malevolence and the hatred in my heart growing fiercer with each day that passes. The memories of the crimes I was forced to commit are clouding the world before me. I refuse to tread this path any further. To turn into a monster. If you have any mercy, I beg of you, kill me and end my torment. Sure. I'm not really sorry, but sure. Goodbye, soldier.
Let's strike from the shadows.
Honestly, any opportunity he gets to hurt somebody, you know, good stuff. Alrighty, go ahead and loot everything. Alright, let's get out of here. How do we get out of here? Where's the exit? Oh no, it's not going to be over there. It's going to be way up here, isn't it? I'm going to say it probably is way up here. There was a bag or something over here. There. A skeleton. Yeah, we're going to have to drop a whole bunch of stuff and then pick it all back up on our way out. Loot. There's the exit. Alright, well, I wasn't expecting that little moment there, but... Make a decision about our final request. Before her death, Kaelessa had one final request for the commander. To write a letter recounting her grim tale and send it to Kyonin. The choice of what to do with this chilling truth is for the commander to make. The Winter Council that sent Thorn to hunt down Kaelessa would clearly prefer it to be buried as deep as possible. Clearly. Honestly, I don't think Manarak really gives a fuck. Oh, I have to do it right now. Out here. Okay, that's fine. Sort by weight. Oh man, this would have been a pain. A real pain in, Kingmaker. Being this overweight. Because in Kingmaker, the things don't stack, which is so frustrating. Oops. I do wonder if this is the way it should be going. No, it should be going like this. Oh, wow, that's all of it. Damn, those halberds were heavy. Collect it all. I feel like that's a pretty big oversight. They should just let you leave if that's all you have to do. Okay. How much time do you have left on that? 2 days, 11 minutes. Save it just in case, you know, the world falls apart and we have to fight again. Alright. Army. A letter about Kalesa, hiding the truth about Kalesa. So this, Kalesa's friends will be thankful to hear the truth about her fate. 50 marksmen will be recruited. Or, the Winter Council will be grateful if the truth about Kalesa is hidden. 5 Shadow Dancers will be recruited. I gotta say, Shadow Dancer sounds more interesting. I think I want the power of the elves. The secret elven powers to be indebted to me. That'd be nice. Okay, another 48 minutes. Alright, back to Dresden. Enter. And we're going to go straight to the temple to get those resurrections. And sell. Ah, it started storming outside. A little stormy evening. As we play Pathfinder. Very nice. Come on. This last 10%. Yeah, we're gonna have to find out. Did we even get to pick yet? I think it might be like putting us in something. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot you helped us out. He's got a cool portrait. I love it. He's got a cool model too. The resonant voice of the majestic angel rings out through the hushed streets of Dresden. You hear his words from afar. They concealed it right under our noses. Without Xanthir's notes, the incarnation of corruption, even I would not have been able to locate the barrier. Surely the herald of the inheritor can rid us of the scourge. Erebeth stumbles over her words slightly. That is bow to me. I like it, Orneal. It is impossible, righteous one. I cannot do it alone. But wait, I hear the steps of one who brings hope. I am the hand of the inheritor, herald of Iomedae the Lightbringer, and I greet you, champion of Golarion. The angel in gleaming gold armor drops to one knee. Please arise. Such displays are unnecessary. Greetings, warrior of heaven, and thank you for your help in the Ivory Sanctum. Can you stay like that for a little while? Every single person in Dresden hasn't yet seen the goddess's messenger kneeling before me yet. I hope you have come here to be useful and not to meddle in my affairs. I'm gonna go with the chaotic one. We gotta do some chaotic things. Ah, no. That just doesn't fit him. Yeah, I hope you have not come to meddle. The angel doesn't respond to the chilly greeting. Just so. Aiding the crusade and its leader is my sacred duty. What brings Iomedae's herald here? Your deeds and exploits, champion. You have brought hope to these sacred or cursed lands. Hope that the demon invasion excuse me. That the demon invasion will finally be stopped once and for all, and I am here to aid my goddess's chosen one. What did you discuss with Erebeth? This. The angel gestures towards a symbol on the paving stones. The Ivory Sanctum held a dark secret. Directly beneath Dresden in the bowels of the earth, there lies one more bastion of the demons, the Midnight Fane. It is the repository of a mighty rift, through which the spawn of the abyss traveled to Golarion. The entrance to this place is right in front of us, blocked by a barrier that is accessible only to demons. So, this is where Monago fled to, and where all the demons in the city have been coming from. They can pass through the barrier freely, but we can't. And it doesn't just stop us, it injures us too. It is much worse than that. The barrier is imbued with enormous power. An attempt to break through will trigger a magical explosion. I could protect you and the city from it, but even my power will be insufficient to hold back the chaos and open the way. This is what disturbs me most. We cannot allow the demons to rebuild their army and plot their next attack right below the sacred heart of the crusade. Xanthir told me about this demonic barrier. I encountered similar barriers in Aretha Vorlish's laboratory. I have a key that can break through the barrier. All you have to do is protect us from the blast. I am impressed with your many gifts, champion. Together we shall open the passage and protect the city, and then we shall burn the Midnight Fane and the cleansing fire of with the cleansing fire of righteousness. But first we must gather our strength. I will send word to Queen Galfrey. Her help may be necessary when we reach that dark bastion of the abyss. The Queen will heed my call and arrive quickly, within a month. You must use this time to prepare to attack the Fane. Answer a few of my questions before I leave. I'll be glad to answer. What do you think of the Sword of Valor? It has changed under the effect of my powers. Oh? Oh, bye, Erebeth. She was like, I'm out of here. The Herald raises a hand. Do not fret, champion. The great relic given to the world by my Lady Iomedae will continue to serve you just as it had served all people before now. The Sword of Valor has not lost its protective properties. It has merely changed its design. Some might call it blasphemous, but not I. For the power that changed the banner's design was given to you by Iomedae herself. It seems that I caused the Sword of Valor to change. Blood from the wound on my chest fell onto the banner end. That means this mysterious wound is a mark of valor, given to you by my mistress, setting you apart from all the rest, champion. Yeah, you are an idiot. That's definitely not what it was from. Are you sure this wound is a gift from Iomedae? No. I could be mistaken and unable to perceive the full truth. The inheritor's thoughts are hidden from me, for I am but her herald. Hand. I do not test her will with my doubts, nor crave answers to my questions. I simply trust and serve. But I know that if your body had been harmed by malevolent fiends, my goddess would have extended her mercy to you and healed you. That's kind of her. Why did the goddess bestow this wound on me? Because this world of yours, champion, is bleeding, and my lady's chosen one carries a crimson mark as a sign of the great suffering borne by mortal kind. The scarlet drops on your breast. They are the blood of all the martyrs and all the innocents. That is how I see it. Can you heal me? Defy my lady's will? It pains me, but I must refuse, champion. If you are suffering from this affliction, it must be part of the inheritor's design. The pain serves to remind you of the path you must take. Okay. Do not allow doubt and fear to enter your heart. My lady will not abandon you. Tell me about yourself. I will gladly. What's it like being the Herald? It is a great honor and a great responsibility. The Herald is not always the strongest among a deity's servants, but the Herald is always one who embodies the key principles of their faith. This means that I am bound to uphold the highest ideals of Iomedae, righteous valor, justice, and honor. This is a tall order even for an angel, but I cannot falter in my duty even slightly. Therein lies my service to the goddess and the thousands of her faithful followers. What does a herald usually do? I serve as the hand and voice of the goddess, carrying out her will and delivering her message. When her radiance has no tasks for me, I am occupied with the same duties as other warriors of heaven. I keep unfailing watch over the goddess's domain. I escort the souls of the faithful to Pharasma's court, and then on their waiting afterlife. I also watch over the goddess's chosen, and when the opportunity arises, I descend into hell to engage in honest combat with the devils. It allows me to study their tactics. What's Iomedae like? He chuckles softly. No doubt you are hoping to hear a tale of her untold divine might and awe she elicits in those around her. Yes, this is true of the inheritor, but it is also true that she seemed much closer and understandable to you than to others, such as myself, for example. Iomedae was born an ordinary person in the cursed lands of Cheliax and traveled a long road before she became the righteous queen of heaven, but she has never forgotten who she was before. I am older than my lady goddess, much older, and still I bow down before her foresight and wisdom. We immortals who spend much of our time on the outer planes can sometimes struggle to comprehend the pain, fear, and joy that mortals fear. But not Iomedae. She is as human as she is divine. Why is Heaven's host not aiding the crusade? You cannot imagine how your question fills me with sorrow. My greatest desire since the day the world wound opened was to come here, at the head of a light-bringing army, and drive out the legions of darkness. to harry them until they were cowering in the furthest corners of the abyss. But alas, we, the first servants of the gods, are greatly restricted in what we can do. The Crusaders are the mortals' battle for... The Crusaders are the mortals' battle... The Crusades are the mortals' battle for their own world. Jeez. If I bring angelic forces here, it will become a war between heaven and the abyss. Waves of power, magic incinerating everything within sight. Armies of celestials and demons fighting in every corner of this world. The consequences would be horrific. Remember, everything you have seen up to now has been the work of only 2 demon lords, Deskari and Baphomet. But in the abyss, there are dozens of creatures of similar power. They are disunited and despise one another almost as much as they despise all that is light and righteous. But be sure that they will not miss a chance to sink their teeth into heaven's throat. If all the demon lords marched into Golarion, it would be the stuff of nightmares, and it cannot be allowed to become a reality. If you can't interfere in the course of the crusade, why are you helping me? There's permissible interference, and then there's crossing the line. I was permitted to create the ward stones and gift them to the Crusaders, to offer my advice, and from time to time, even appear on the battlefield myself to accompany several allies. This does not stray beyond the bounds of the Mortals' War. I could have been summoned with equal success by a faithful cleric. But the appearance here of heaven's multitudinous host is in full force is another matter entirely. Alas, for now I can only offer you this, my presence and a small troop of my loyal soldiers. Tell me about the angels. How are angels made? Like other supernatural beings, we most often, though not always, are born from the souls of mortals. You must be aware of the grand laws governing the cycle of birth and death. After Pharasma's court, each mortal soul receives their merited afterlife, hell and the abyss, heaven and Elysium. Each soul goes to the plane that calls to them in life. But when they arrive at their destination, a different fate awaits each soul. Where evil reigns supreme, souls typically become commodities, or prey, and a scant few are reborn as wicked fiends. In the planes of good, souls are destined for peaceful rest, or great deeds in a new guise, such as the lot of angels. We are born from the souls of noble mortals. One soul or several, it can vary. Sometimes, the gods can also create angels out of the essence of their plane, but this essence also contains fragments of good souls. What's the difference between angels and mortals? That is a question for sages and philosophers to debate. I am just a simple warrior. His voice sounds cheerful, but becomes increasingly solemn as he continues. Although many supernatural beings are born from the souls of mortals, we are not mortals. We are cut from the cloth of the plane from which we originate. We are an idea made flesh. Many things mortal care deeply about mean nothing to us, such as time, for instance, or gender. Only a few of my kind see themselves as male or female. For the majority of angels, these words are meaningless. We can communicate with any creature without learning their language, and we do not freeze in even the most terrible frost. We are different, but we will never look down on mortals because of that, and we will never, ever stop praying for you or protecting you. A dying angel appeared before me in the dungeons beneath Canabras. He had left his flaming sword in the rubble there. He hangs his head. I can guess who it was. Lariel, my long-lost comrade and friend. He disappeared without a trace in those dark days when the world wound opened its jaws for a second time and swallowed up new lands. I mourn him as bitterly today as I did back then, but I also rejoice that he was able to call to us, to you, across the expanse of time. We lose old allies and gain new ones, and we will not surrender, no matter how great the losses, no matter how deadly the enemy. I saw angels trapped inside the wardstone. He gives a sigh beneath his helmet. It was a heavy decision for all of us. My mistress sent out a call to take a stand against the demons, and many angels of heaven answered it. We chose the noblest and bravest among those who volunteered to sacrifice their freedom for the sake of Golarion, and we locked their souls inside the wardstones. They were fated to stand guard there, inside the cold depths of stone, pitting their unbending will against the creeping demonic corruption. But alas, the goddess and I failed to account for the weaknesses that lurk in even the best of us. Time has not been kind to my brothers and sisters. Despair has taken root in their souls, forcing them to act against their goddess, and their calling. Thank you for being brave enough to put an end to their vigil. I pray that the gods of light help my brothers and sisters wherever they may be now. I do not condemn them. I do not know if I could have withstood the demonic corruption if I had been in their place. Alright. Tell me everything about my power. Anything about it. I'm afraid not. Even I am not privy to all the workings of my radiant mistress. I believe that she has chosen you, and I know that she watches over her chosen ones most attentively. She does not lead mortals by the hand, but allows them to prove themselves, to prove that they are worthy of her divine mercy. I sense the dark roots that have sprouted from the seed of power in your soul. I offer no condemnation. You have led the Crusaders to victory over evil, and that means you are on the true path, even if you strayed at some point in your past. It is not the end, and much still lies ahead. While Iomedae was still mortal, she underwent the test of the Starstone and gained her godhood. It may well be that you are experiencing a similar trial, and in which you will gain true righteousness and power. Farewell. May Iomedae's light be with you, and also with you. Phew, that was a lot of reading. Need a sip of water. Okay. So, we've got a month before Galfrey gets here. It's quite a lot of time. We'll be able to do some more relics and stuff, because we don't have a lot to do quest-wise, unless more things pop up now. But let's go ahead and talk to Wilker. Sell all that stuff. Alright. Balanced Defender. A +3 longsword. Hold on to that for a moment. You can sell that though. Sell that. Sell that. What is this? Orc double axe. Sell it. Quarterstaff corruption. Sell. Sell. Second chance. An elven curved blade. I think this is what we got from Vaughn. Not Vaughn. Vaughn? Fang? Vaughn? Fang? Whatever his name was. Already forgotten. Ooh, the next attack maybe that gains a +3 on attack roll. Cool, if it misses. Touch of Mercy. Falchion. It's a good sword, but we don't have anybody that would use it. Sell, sell, sell. Sell. Mithril full plate. We'll hold on to that. That might be good. Ring of protection +1, +2. Don't need that. Don't need that. Keep all that. Good. Okay. So mithril plate mail. Full plate mail. You? Oh yeah. There you go. I guess you don't need this sword, do you? Yeah, you've got Radiance here. That's your sword. So we can sell that. And that. And can this go to Thunder? No, it is heavy armor. Guessing Cookie, neither. Nope. Okay, we'll sell that too then. Barding of the Elder Beast, or of Elder Beasts. Not bad. Man, I am super bloody. I need a nap. Let's go revive Greybore and Camellia first, though.
Head on!
Getting pretty close to level 15. That's exciting. That is exciting. Hello, Arsinoe. So we need some resurrection scrolls, please. 1, 2. Those are expensive. Damn. And greater restoration. Did I spell that wrong? I guess I did. Alright, buy them all. We're loaded. Okay. Here. Here. Newest. Can use that on you. And use that on you. Here we go. Don't I have negative levels too? Yeah. Do that for you. Alright, do I have negative levels? Nope. Okay. Cool. Now let's rest. Oh, hello. There's an unusual spring in the succubus's step today, and she has a mysterious smile on her lips that you can't recall seeing before. Oh, Desna, something truly miraculous happened to me. If only you knew. You're beaming with delight. Didn't tell me, so I'll know. If this is something important, don't waste my time. Wordlessly raise a brow. Tell me, so I'll know. You can't even imagine. I don't even know where to begin. I used to, and now I'm. No, wait, this doesn't feel right. Look, Ruchelaie takes a few deep breaths, trying to calm herself. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have barged in like that. We need to talk one-on-one. I'll be waiting for you at the tavern. Succubus runs off without giving you a chance to say another word. Borrowed dreams. Interesting, okay. Now can I rest, please? Not anybody getting in my way? Maybe getting these, I need to buy, a bigger scroll set thing.
It must be quite a diverting game to think of yourself as good, right, Ruchelaie? And the most delicious part is that it's all just pretend. At any moment, you can slip back into your role of hunter and killer.
You see everything as a game. But my decision to change means everything to me, more than life itself.
It's gonna suck when you realize I'm a demon. If you haven't already. Yeah, I mean, we've already made her not chaotic good, so. A little worried. Arabeth. Arabeth looks a little puzzled, but salutes you as protocol demands. Commander, you have a letter from Mendev. It was sent via the Church of Iomedae by a trusted courier from the Neressian archives. It is sealed and signed by the Inquisitor Leotor. And I was asked to deliver it to you personally, so that's what I'm doing. Arabeth hands you a sealed scroll. Esteemed Knight Commander, I'm writing to you regarding the case which you so graciously helped me to investigate. I hasten to inform you that I may have discovered something that will help us finally unravel the mystery of what happened in a place known to us both. It may also help to neutralize the source of this mystery. My current research compels me to take a short trip outside Mendev, but I will return shortly and find you wherever you are at that moment. Yeah, I urge you not to take any further steps in this regard without me. The danger may be much more serious than both you and I presumed at the beginning. May the gods be with you, Leotor Hawkblade, servant of the people of Mendev and loyal inquisitor of Our Lady Iomedae. It is crucial that he does not suspect a thing. You know who I mean. Why do you look puzzled? I know the Inquisitor Leotor very well. His nickname is Hawkblade for a reason. He works in the field. He does not deal with paperwork. I was wondering what he was doing in Neressian, in the archives of all places. The most dangerous thing the Inquisition can catch there are rats, not witches or cultists. On second thought, I don't want to know. I'm better off staying out of the Inquisition's business. Thank you, Arabeth. You can leave now. She salutes and leaves. Alright, nothing going on the command map. I suppose we should go talk to Ruchelaie since, you know, we're here. Let's go down there to the tavern and do that. Alright, there she is. You've never seen Arushale look so happy and inspired. She gives you a wide smile. There you are. I can't wait to share my joy with you. What did you want to tell me? Remember how I told you about Desna leading me onto the path of redemption? I was trying to mock her by corrupting the demons of mortals, or the dreams of mortals, and the great dreamer couldn't tolerate that. She ruined my game and made me spend what seemed like a whole eternity in her realm. I had a lot of time to reflect on my past misdeeds, and when the goddess saw that I had repented, she decided to let me go. I still vividly remember her parting words. And what do you dream about? This riddle weighed on my mind for many years. Demons do not have dreams when they sleep. We don't have dreams at all. We have desires, and we act on those desires, no matter the cost. How was I supposed to find something to dream about? I've been observing the mortals, trying to understand how it all works, and finally, she takes a deep breath and yells joyfully at the top of her lungs, startling every visitor and earning puzzled looks. I had my very own dream. So many years of hard work. I almost gave up at one point. But here it is. A dream. A real dream of my own. I want to show it to you. You don't mind, do you? Arushale offers you her hand. Come, I'll take you to my dream. I can't wait for you to see it. Take me to your dream. The succubus reaches for your hand with her burning fingers, and the world around you fades as you are carried somewhere far away. I got a bad feeling I'm not going to enjoy the end of this quest. Arushale, please. Don't make me be mean to you. Please. It is cool and quiet in Arushale's dream. The ground is firm beneath your feet, and thin mist curls along the surface. In a soft, eerie light emanating from invisible stars, you see nothing. As you look around, you see nothing and no one except for you and Arushale. Nevertheless, the succubus is beaming with joy. There it is, an actual dream. My very first one. Is this what mortals see every night? Does it look like your own dreams? What do you think? It looks exactly the same. It looks nothing like my dream. Why is this place so empty? Empty? I don't know. This is my first dream ever. I don't know what it should be like in here. Arushale looks around. Her smile fades a bit. There's nothing to see here right now. Perhaps I was so keen on the idea of having a dream that it made all my other wishes and urges too pale in comparison. Now I have to learn how to dream properly. Arushale catches your eye, cocking her head to the side. Tell me, what do you dream about? Victory, glory, power, wealth, peace. Power. Right. The commander's title alone gives you a lot of power over your people. But what if you want more? Perhaps a royal title would suit you better? I can picture you in a crown quite well. Suddenly a royal throne appears before you as if by magic. Look! Look! Arushale laughs and claps her hands. Now I have a dream as well. And it's not just something I made up. It's so wonderful sharing a dream with you. Do you like your newfound dream? They are the most beautiful thing in the world. This world is mine, and mine only. It's a bit empty right now, but I'm learning fast. I'm happy to share this dream with you. Do you mind me taking a quick look around your dream? I'm happy you shared it with me. A subtle blush touches the demon's pale skin. Mortals have so many different feelings. Friendship, loyalty, sympathy, even love. They are also mysterious and beautiful, but one can't truly learn anything about them alone. And who would dare share their heart's desire with a predator from the abyss who is unable to reciprocate? I believe in you. I can help you, if you'll let me. Knowing who Manorak is, that line there is just kind of creepy. Don't trust him, Arushale. Don't do it. I'm rooting for you, even though I'm the bad guy. Do not lose hope. One day you'll find someone to teach you how to feel. It's not going to be easy. I don't want a romancer. And I'm really sorry, guys. I just don't have the heart to like go down this road knowing I'm not gonna romance her and really just trying to corrupt her. potentially what Manorak would do. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not going to be easy. That's what I'm saying. How can I dream of falling in love if I can't even look at mortals without wanting to drain their souls? Do you mind me taking a look around? Of course. Feel free to do whatever you like. That's why I brought you here after all. Yeah, I mean, we still might end up corrupting her, but I don't want to, like, do it through love. Like, yeah. It just wouldn't feel right after everything we went through with Barret and her.
You follow.
Touching the throne fills your mind with echoes of a jubilant crowd's voice and whispers of court sycophants. Ooh. My dream. My very own dream. Usually takes another look around, full of pride and pleasure. I don't even want to wake up from it. Now I understand why mortals compare all the best things in their lives to dreams. Let's go back to the material plane. Let's go. Usually touches your hand, and the dream world begins to fade away. That's going to take forever to load back in, huh? You open your eyes. It seems that no time passed in the real world while you were in Arushale's dream. So, that was my dream. I'm happy I was able to show it to you. Arushale looks at you shyly. It is kind of empty right now, but I know how to remedy that. I need to keep learning from mortals, following in their footsteps until I figure out how to forge my own path. Naturally, I wouldn't even think about breaking into someone else's dreams, as the goddess surely wouldn't forgive that. Perhaps I should ask people of the city? What if they won't talk to me at all? Succubus seems lost in her thoughts for a moment, then she smiles at you again. Is there a chance you could help me once more? Ask the city's people what they dream about. They are more likely to open up to you than to me, and I will just follow you silently. They won't even notice me listening in. Can I visit your dream again? I would be more than happy to show it to you, when there is something to actually show. Please, talk to the city's people about their dreams, so that I have something to put onto my own. I'll be watching you. Okay.
Onwards.
Hey, you got dreams, buddy? I need to know your answer. What do you dream of? Fi doesn't seem at all surprised by the question. Well-being, prosperity, and dwarven whiskey. I always had a taste of the stuff they distill under the mountains. Since then, I've dreamed of getting a still like the ones they use. But they're secretive and don't share their inventions. Pity. Alright. Anybody else in here? Is there only going to be named people? Greyborg, can I ask you your dream? No. Okay. Does it have like a list of people? Yeah. Okay. So it's basically named people. Yeah. Alright, I can do that. We'll try to do all this before we end the episode. Hey, you have dreams? When I get rich, I'll retire. I'll go to Taldor and buy a villa by the sea from some broke noble. Maybe even buy their title. I'll surround myself with such luxuries that even ancient Taldan emperors will envy me from the afterlife. I'll have a pipe organ in my dining room and have it played while I dine. Oh, and harps and bells. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice movement, but nothing else. Ursula has disguised herself very well to overhear the dreams of the townspeople while remaining unnoticed. Alright. Horgus. Dreams. I am well past my prime. I have seen far too much death to be afraid of dying myself. But I don't want to get old. However, if one has enough money, one can bribe its time itself. Take Queen Galfrey. I wish I could afford the magic potion she has been using to stay young for over a century. That's a nice potion, huh? If you can, get me one too, please. Did I miss somebody back here? Yes, CR. What do you want, murderer? Eh. Just mocking people.
Head on.
I probably said that to him before he said it. Said it at the same time. Konomi, dreams? Nope. No dreams for Konomi. Don't need to ask Ember. Eagle Watch, bro.
I lead. You follow.
I don't think there's anybody in the prison, so we'll skip that one. Oh man, I thought I sent you guys away. I'm not gonna talk to them. I don't like the circus stuff. I just don't like it. It's not interesting to me at all. Like, not even from like a comedy standpoint. I understand that like circuses are like pretty popular in tabletop games for some reason. Never been a circus guy though. I don't know if there's anybody down here. Alrighty. Windowog, Chief Soul. You got dreams, buddy? Commander, perhaps you might know where Dyra is? You didn't take her with you, did you? Perhaps you've seen her somewhere? Dyra? I don't know. She disappeared. No one saw her. I sense that something very bad, something evil has happened. You can tell me about Dyra? Almost nothing. While we walked from Nethholm to Dresden, she was a big help. Tended the wounds. Calmed those who were frightened under the sky. She likes it on the surface. Always trading. She is. Herbs for tools. Potions for supplies. She likes to trade very much. Does Windowog know about it? Of course she does. She said Dyra ran back to Nethholm. So scared she was. But this is not true. Dyra might not be the bravest of us, but she isn't afraid of the surface as much as some, and she would never have left the tribe. He frowned sorrowfully. Have any idea who could be involved? No suspicions. The surface is not my world. I know nothing here. If that happened in the caves, I would say right away, look there, be suspicious of that one. And up here, you say to me, who would want to hurt us? Maybe it's the demons. Shameless thieves? Perhaps some crusaders don't like the Neathers. Have you gone to anyone else for help? Yes. Windowog wouldn't look for her, so I went to the guards. They heard me out, nodded, said they'd look for her, but I don't know if I did the right thing. Perhaps we should have gone directly to their chief. Or perhaps their gift brought them gifts? Gods only know what the customs are among the Uplanders. Sure, I'll ask her. Or ask around about her. Thank you. I knew you would understand. I would have come to you right away, but I was afraid, old slug that I am. You are so important. So much depends on you. You probably think our troubles are so petty. Hey. Where's Dyra? The huntress shrugs indifferently. She probably ran off somewhere. She's always been a bit crazy, not like other Neathers. She was always drawn to the surface and upland pleasures. She didn't like hunting or bloodshed. I think she abandoned the tribe and went traveling. And good riddance. My tribe can't afford to carry dead weight. Okay. Honestly, I thought you might have done something to her, so... I guess that's better than the alternative.
Onwards.
How are we doing on time? Getting a little late. Might have to finish... What are you doing? Might have to finish this quest. Who are you? Sealkind bows respectfully and says amiably. Mercenaries from Andoran, Queen Galfrey paid the company to fight in the crusade under your command. Ah, that's nice. I was hoping you would honor me with a visit. I know you're extremely busy, but I've been eager to meet the person who managed to restore Galarian control over a part of Sicorian lands for the first time in decades. This is incredibly symbolic. Who are you again? I'm Captain Sealkind, the commanding officer of a mercenary band called the Blackstone Company. We're the vanguard of an Andoran group of sellswords, whose services were paid for by Queen Galfrey. Our advanced forces were sent to Dresden, and I am happy that I was chosen to lead them. Tell me about your company. The Blackstone Company is proud to be recognized as one of the finest Andoran mercenary regiments. We're not a bunch of sick or unscrupulous sellswords looking to oppress the innocent and serve the tyrants of the world. No, we're adventurers eager to get involved in a dangerous enterprise and leave it with pockets full of gold and a clear conscience. Which is why we held a vote among our units. We were glad to accept Queen Galfrey's invitation to join the crusade, though some of our commanders did voice their displeasure with the sum she offered. But like I said, we Andorans are a free people who cannot be pushed around and who cannot be bought, only convinced. You must have stories to tell. Let's put it this way. If I father any children, I'll have something to tell them. I wasn't even 20 when I joined the Blackstone Company. I've seen my share of scuffles, but my goal in every conflict remains the same: to defend the common folk. Not all sellswords treat civilians well, you know, but my soldiers have never disgraced themselves with dishonorable conduct. Once I even joined an expedition that reached the crown of the world. I swear, I've never neglected such crucial strategic necessities as supplying the troops with warm undergarments after that. Despite not always agreeing with my superiors in the company, I earned my reputation as a competent officer. I always relied on thought-out logistics, exercised caution, and strictly followed tactical doctrine. You look like a soldier to the core. You must have been serving all your life. He chuckles. Who knows what the future holds for me? In my spare time, I study history and applied anthropology. I'm just an amateur, of course, but sometimes I think I could be a decent lecturer. Almost as good as I am an adventurer. Why, I've even find a way to combine the two callings. I was completely smitten when I discovered Sarkorian culture. They were such an interesting people. Just, freedom-loving, tenacious. Sure, their traditions were not entirely flawless, but nevertheless, their demise was a great loss for all of Aveston. What good fortune that you have in your party. Probably the last surviving Sarkorian, and a chief at that. I have not yet had the opportunity to speak with Master Olask in person, but I hope to remedy that. I would love to ask him about the Sarkoris he knew. I have some questions? Oh, jeez. I thought this was going to be a quick conversation. I understand that few people are interested in this subject. Even other anthropologists unjustly neglect it. But I intend to shed light on this chapter of history. If anything remains of Sarkoris, I will find it, no matter how small its shards may be. What fascinates you so much about Sarkoris? A sparkle of passion gleams in his eyes. They were an amazing people. We're used to treating Sarkoris like a barbaric northern land inhabited by brutish and primitive people who condemned magic and danced to the shaman's tune. But this is our snobbery speaking. In fact, life in Sarkoris was much more nuanced and sophisticated. Behind the false front we erected, there was hiding a nation of skilled craftsmen, wise stargazers, enlightened priests, and clear-thinking chieftains. They were anything but bloodthirsty and brutish. They managed to create a nation without shackling themselves with the bonds of monarchy, or thrusting power into the hands of wealthy magnates. They were cultured, spiritual, curious, and they despised injustice. Sure, they had their flaws, but are there any nations in the world where power genuinely belongs to the people? Over the last few years, I've seen acts of honor even in Andoran, not to mention in other countries. In Sarkoris, power is given to those who earn their authority. I feel that if it weren't for the World Wounds disaster, they would have given Aveston and the entirety of Galarian a distinct vision of the future, where everyone was free and equal. The fall of Sarkoris is a tragedy, and therefore we must expend every effort to collect the pieces of that picture. How do you plan to look for the remnants of Sarkoris? I am sending scout patrols to places where, if my assumptions are correct, there may still be Sarkorian refuges hidden in plain sight. I don't believe a whole country can perish without a trace. Among the locations I'm interested in are Pelura's Fall, the mining town of Zazvel, to the west of here, the city of Underen, Bloodwood settlement, and many others. captain's expression grows stern. Of course, some of the company commanders think I divert too many resources to such expeditions. But I couldn't care less. If there are any survivors, we will save them. But plenty of refugees from Socorus found a home in other lands. Their culture lives on. Well, that's an open interpretation. Once Socorian refugees found themselves in foreign lands and surrounded by strangers, they inevitably began to adapt to the culture of their hosts. Have you met Socorians from Numeria? By now they are more Numerian than not. And for that I blame the people in power. It was in their interests to erase the cultural identity of arriving Socorians, to forge them into new subjects, who had forgotten their homeland. Besides, Socorus was never a monolithic entity. It was an alliance of countless tribes, each carrying different cultural baggage, sometimes even contradicting one another. To piece together an understanding of the customs of Socorus as a whole, you can't rely only on the knowledge of the surviving tribes. Have you heard of the village called Wintersun? Actually, that's why I'm here. As soon as I learned you had discovered a settlement where the surviving Socorians still lived, I volunteered to take command of the company's vanguard. That's a fantastic, priceless anthropological discovery. I hope the devastated lands of former Socorus still have little nooks like Wintersun. Let me know if you need help with your search. Hey! Actually, I could use some help. A group of my scouts have gone missing. Presumably they got lost. They're competent and reliable soldiers, and I trained personally. Their orders were to carefully and stealthily retreat if they discovered anything dangerous. If you find my men, please give them directions to Dresden. I'd be extremely grateful. Please, let me mark the area they were headed on your map. Tell me about Socorus. I studied their traditions, their customs, and their rulers. I know what they loved, and I know what they feared. Did they really persecute mystic practitioners? It would be historically inaccurate to deny it or to excuse these acts. Yes, Sarkorian society was not perfect. They reacted to mystical powers with fear and prejudice. But this particular conflict was deeply rooted in politics. In many countries, mystic practitioners hold vast power due to their special abilities. It's these people who often become oppressors, tyrants, and despots. Yes, the treatment of mystics in Socorus is cruel and unjust, but the people united in struggle against a minority that often encroached upon their interests in a very hostile manner. I'm repulsed by the idea of throwing innocent people into prison, but I'm not naive. Those political realities can't simply be dismissed or ignored. They need to be understood and addressed, because these desperate actions also have a certain logic at their core. Tell me what you find the most exciting. Have you ever heard of God Callers? Oh, they are an amazing and fascinating cultural phenomenon. Socorians were a highly spiritual people that revered not only the deities we know, but also a plethora of lesser entities. Tribe gods, clan gods, settlement gods, and sometimes even patrons of individual families. God Callers could contact these beings and become their, how shall I translate it, companions. They formed a very strong bond. In a way, gods were their spiritual siblings. Well, you can imagine just how different their society was from ours. Union with the divine was a more regular occurrence. The higher powers intervened in the affairs of mortals more often. Who ruled? That's an interesting question. Many people compare Socorus to modern kingdoms, since they did have chieftains endowed with absolute power. Still, the nation did not have a single leader. The Council of Chiefs made their decisions together. In some places, the post of chieftain was hereditary, but as far as I know, not everywhere. Besides, their politics were influenced by God Callers and priests, who relayed the wishes and expectations of higher powers to common folk. So chieftains could not ignore them. I would compare Socorus to modern Andoran rather than Mendev. It was a true nation, a people firmly aware of their unity and shared purpose. I have to go. I see. Duty calls. Phew. Alright. We got another quest. Gonna do all that stuff. Okay. Oh, missing scouts is part of the 5th Crusade. I'm glad I looked. Damn. Alright, cool. So that's another thing we gotta do. But we're going to end the episode there, guys. In the next episode, we'll keep asking around about dreams, and then we'll head out to do this other stuff. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.